Okay, out will be Dre, Musgrave, and Savage. Doubtful, Tenuta, Emmanuel Wilson, and Christian Watson. Questionable will be Jair, A.J. Dillon, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Ford, Rochelle, and Slayton.
Did Jaden do anything today, or did he stay inside?
Oh, he was out there today.
And Christian?
Yeah, he did not practice.
I know we ask you about Jair every week. Do you have any feel at all for this particular week?
We're hopeful. I'll put it at that.
How do you, obviously Wicks has broken a bunch of tackles and stuff, but how do you get the rest of the receiver core to be more productive after the catch?
Well,
I know that's probably
there's a lot that goes into that. It depends what type of route they're running, what's the coverage, where's the ball placement. So I don't even know how to answer that question.
Okay. Like Rodgers, even especially with you, I mean, he was always kind of like a top 10 guy, and with Jordan, he's kind of middle of the pack. Is that just because maybe you're throwing it downfield a bit more and there's less of the quick stuff? Or?
Could be a lot of different reasons. Yeah, I mean, it just depends what kind of concepts we're calling. Are we calling a bunch of short, like run alerts? Then you typically get a little bit more yards after the catch. There's just a whole list of factors that go into that.
I don't know how you evaluate it, but do you have a target yak count that you ideally want to hit in a game? Like, is that?
What's this yak? God, we're big on yak today, huh? No. To answer your question, no. I want every play to go however many yards we need to score a touchdown. That's what I want.
How would you describe Tucker Kraft as a person being around him off the football field?
Yeah, Tuck's. He's a great person first and foremost, but I think this game means a lot to him, and I think you guys are starting to see just how much time and effort he's really put into this thing, and you see the improvements. So he's a pretty happy guy by nature, and a guy that's willing to put in the work.
Matt, with Burns, what do you think separates him just as a pass rusher with what he's been able to do to this point in his career?
Yeah, obviously he's a really talented guy. I got to be around him a little bit, at the Pro Bowl when we coached it a few years back. You can tell he's a pretty intelligent guy, and I just think his athletic traits, the skill set that he possesses, how hard he plays the game, allows him to go out there and be extremely productive.
Matt, you work on red zone all the time. You want to be great at red zone all the time, but we talked earlier in the week about maybe how it hasn't gone great lately. Did you spend extra time on it, or did you come up with, were you looking for other ideas or solutions during the week about it, or is it just a couple games that didn't go that great?
Yeah, I think it's game by game. Certainly you always go back after the fact and reflect and try to, fix your problems so they don't remain problems. I would say that's where the emphasis lies, is kind of your after action after each game. You're looking to see if you put your guys in the best position possible, and you want to try to stay ahead of any potential issues, understanding that the opponent's looking at what you've put on tape. And so I think you're always trying to adjust and stay one step ahead of the opponent.
Once upon a time, rookie receivers didn't do a whole lot, generally speaking. That's obviously changed, and including your guys here. Is that just the college game getting guys more ready, do you think, or is there something that goes into that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I really can't answer that. I think every situation for these guys is a little bit different. Certainly, the more opportunity that you get as a young player, in particular as a rookie, then you got a chance to be more productive. So I don't know if it's the combination of the college game, similarities between the college game and the NFL game, or if it's just a lot of these guys are coming into situations where they're getting opportunities to go out there, because no matter who's out there? Somebody's got to catch the ball. So if you got rookies out there, there's a good chance they're going to be productive.
Matt, sometimes, I know you say you have a feel for, it was a great week of practice, it wasn't, whatever. After, the last couple of weeks, what do you feel like you guys, where were they this week in terms of preparation and all that?
Yeah, I thought the energy throughout the course of the week was exactly where we needed it to be, and I've felt that before in games where we've gone out and not played as well, and conversely, I felt like, oh man, this is gonna be a rough game, and we go out and have a great game. So try not to put too much stock into that. Obviously, you want to stay in the moment. You want to coach your butt off every day and make the necessary adjustments, the corrections. But ultimately, you got to put it together on game day, and you do it by taking it literally one play at a time.
To not have Jones on the injury report, is this maybe the freshest, the healthiest he's been since week 1? And what does that do for you this time of year?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's possible that you're fresher than week 1, but yeah, I think he looked good all week. He had no complaints, and hopefully he stays that way.
Did AJ do enough to show you that he can potentially go at least? Do you feel some confidence there?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good where AJ's at.
Do you and Joe have a plan in place to improve the communication part going into this week that maybe you haven't done in prior weeks?
No, just making sure that you're coaching every detail. You're trying to get your guys to understand the why, and then ultimately it comes down to making sure that. And I thought the communication was one thing that we were very in tune with all week out on the practice field, and it was there. So I fully expect it to be on point in the game.
Real quick, going back to the young wide receivers, you said they're all playing, somebody's got to catch balls, but they do seem to be in the right place at the right time a lot more than maybe they were early in the season. What was that like for you and Vrabel and Steno to kind of work through that and get them to? I know you're judged on wins and losses, but that had to be rewarding to kind of see those guys start to really have the light click on and do things the way you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anytime you see guys improve, I mean, that's why we do what we do. That is, as a coach, that's as rewarding as anything. When you see guys go out there and are making plays and you see improvement, that's what we live for. And so it's a credit to the players, buying into and really taking a lot of responsibility on their own plate and putting in the work. And I think, our coaches have done a great job with those guys.